Hello, everybody. Welcome. Today is our second day of International Education Week, and we are happy to have you today. And today we have a special guest with us. She's one of the international students at CSM, and she will share with us her culture and language. So her name is Gulnazik, and yeah, take it away, please. Thank you.
Thank you. First of all, thank you very much for hosting this event. I've been always in love sharing my culture and sharing about my country, because it's one of the, I've read in the statistics that we are considered as one of the least known countries, which means whenever I tell people where I'm from, it's always interesting to hear their opinions. So I would like to share my presentation with you and make sure that I acknowledge you about my country and culture. So in our language, it's necessary to say hi as in every language. So salam. And I am Gulnazik, and you might see here is the flower because my name is very much Kyrgyz name, which is basically a combination of two words. Gul means flower and Nazik means gentle. So my name means gentle flower, and I am from Kyrgyzstan. So is there anybody who heard about this country? Could you just share, reactions if you heard about it? Yeah, that would be interesting to see if there are some people who actually heard about this country or maybe even been to this country. So yeah, great. I see some messages. So I'm glad that maybe you heard about or even had an opportunity to visit, or maybe you live next to this country. But Kyrgyzstan is a country of Central Asia, one of the countries in Central Asia, and it's also called Switzerland of Central Asia. So that's why I have this pretty background. Fortunately, it's not the Switzerland, it's not the mountains of Switzerland, but it's the mountains of Kyrgyzstan. We are very famous for our nature and how mountainous our country is. So in the basic information for people who are just interested in maybe traveling or about the country. So the capital of Kyrgyzstan is Bishkek, and we are not large, but also not too small country. Our population is more than 6 million people. And the official languages that we use in our country is Kyrgyz and Russian language. I will later explain why we use Russian as our national language. And there are a lot of people from these different nationalities who settle in Kyrgyzstan. So 73% are native Kyrgyz people, and then 14% of them Uzbek, which is our Uzbekistan people, and then 5% are Russians, and then 1% Dungan, and then we also have 5.2% of different nationalities. Some of them like Uyghurs, Chinese, and all the neighbor countries like Kazakh people and so on. So, and the religion that we mostly spread in our country is Islamic religion, but we also, because we have a lot of people from different nationalities, we also have Christianity as our second religion, but it's not as common as Islamic religion. As you can see from the statistics, it's just 16%. So where in the world Kyrgyzstan located? So it's just a map that will give you a basic, maybe our orientation to see where Kyrgyzstan is. This is the capital, and this is, you can see it's Russia, of Russia, Moscow, and then here's the London, and here's New York, Tokyo, and other countries. So this is the place where we are located. So, and a little bit also information about our other countries, because I know a lot of people know about Kazakhstan, and they sometimes mix Kyrgyzstan with Kazakhstan. I know there has been this very popular comedian movie about Borat. And whenever I introduce myself, I hear this, oh, you are from the country where Borat came from, which is not true. And I just want to share them pictures with you, some pictures, and then tell where all these countries are located in terms of like each other in Central Asia. So I would explain like Kazakhstan as a head of Central Asia, which means they are next to Russia. So they, if we take Central Asia, we would view Kazakhstan as the head. So it's going to be on the top. And then on the right side will be Uzbekistan. I call it like right hand. So when you view on the map, you will see it on the right side. And then left hand is China. So next, we are also located next to China, but China is a very, very huge country. So we're gonna compare China, we're gonna be very tiny, and we just border with a small part of China. And the feet of Central Asia will be Tajikistan, which means it's located on the bottom of all the countries in Central Asia. And then heart of Central Asia is Kyrgyzstan, because it's located right in the middle of this Central Asian countries, 5 Central Asian countries. Here are some pictures. This is Kazakhstan, this is Uzbekistan, and then just a picture of one part in China, and then here is Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, and Kyrgyzstan. Next one, this is more appropriate way of explaining where is located. So where is the east and southeast, we border with China, and then north by Kazakhstan, west by Uzbekistan and Tajikistan. So, and then a very interesting tip that I got from one of my friends when I told them the size of our country, it's very nice to have a comparison with the states, because then you will have an image. Okay, so this is not as big, but it's some kind of, it has this size. And the size that our country has is the size of Nebraska state, which I found really interesting. I never compared, but now it's easier to explain when people are curious about like, oh, what is the size of your country? I would just say the size of Nebraska. Yeah, and then it's just a very, deeper information about what we have in our country. So we have like 7 oblasts, which is like provinces, very small provinces. And then we have the biggest city is our capital, Bishkek, but also we have a very historical city which also considered as one of the biggest. It's Osh. If you ever wish to travel to Kyrgyzstan, I'm sure you will enjoy seeing the contrast of these two cities, that Bishkek has an absolutely different atmosphere, and the Osh also consists of very different elements. And I'm sure if you are interested in history, you would traveling to both of the countries. And I would like to share a little bit about my hometown. It's a little bit personal, so I can get to know you and also introduce myself, guys. So my hometown called Kerben. It's in Jalabad region, which is a province. And then Kerben means caravan because the Great Silk Road passed here. So if you have read or maybe were informed about Great Silk Road, so we are also we were part of this countries and places where the Great Silk Road passed. That's why we have a lot of similarities with other Asian cultures. So, and the word Kyrgyzstan. So, and just a little reminder, maybe, we have a small game at the end. So maybe there are some, facts that might help you to win the game by the end of this presentation. So just keep an attention on some of these smaller but important details. So Kyrgyzstan means in Persian language, it means sunny area. Although we have all 4 seasons, so we have a very, Russian winter, which is very cold usually in winters, but summer and spring is very beautiful in Kyrgyzstan, and I think it's the perfect time to travel to. And then, and the word stan, which is a lot of countries in Middle East, or even like in Asia and Central Asia, they have the ending, which is stan, like Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Afghanistan. So the word stan in Persian means place or a country. So basically the beginning, it's something that is related to the related to actual culture, but the ending is always the same. So whenever you hear stan, you need to consider that, oh, it's a country. So, but the word Kyrgyz, it's derived from Old Turkic language, which means 40 or 40. And it's such a important for us. I know that there are some countries and they have very significant and meaningful numbers for their culture. So in our culture, it's 40, and it refers to the 40 clans of Manas. It's a hero, a legendary hero who united 40 regional clans. So before, we were all separated into smaller tribes, and that's why we had a very much nomadic lifestyle. And by the end, we had to all unite so we could fight with enemies who tried to occupy our lands. So yeah, and I just would like to share a unique part of our country is the mountain. So in Kyrgyzstan, 94% of the land is covered by mountains. I hope you can hear me okay, because sometimes my internet shows me that it's not stable, but yeah, just let me know. And here are more mountains. It's absolutely, and whenever I ask tourists what they like in Kyrgyzstan, of course, the first thing what they say is mountains. So if you like hiking, if you like nature and just being in peace and spending your time with yourself, with your loved ones, I think it's another place that you need to add to your list of travels. And then another very unique and desirable place of travelers is Issyk-Kul, which translates as hot lake, is the world's second largest alpine lake. And some people like to call it the Pearl of Central Asia, and all the neighbor countries also like to visit during the summertime to enjoy and like just relax and spend their good summertime here. So, and then I just wanted to compare some of the countries to show the contrast that it's absolutely different parts of the world, but the beauties that they have is very similar. So here is one of the pictures that have been taken from of one of the travel photographers. And he visited both countries, Switzerland and Kyrgyzstan, and he was amazed how similar some parts of these countries were. So just imagine, this is Switzerland and this is Kyrgyzstan. And here is another picture from the same photographer. This is Canada and this is Kyrgyzstan. So yeah, more pictures, Iceland and Kyrgyzstan, Canada and Kyrgyzstan. So if you already visited these places and you really like them and you feel like, oh, I want to go there again, so you might want to consider, going to different places and seeing the same beauty. So a little bit of history. So the existence of Kyrgyz people were mentioned a long time ago by Chinese Herodotus. And so basically they also had the picture that were drawn to show what the lifestyles were like. So, and this is the picture that basically shows what the Kyrgyz people used to live like. And I will show you further information, like because our history had to go through so many rounds and so many different, and we joined so many different cultures. And by the end, now we have a combination of all of the cultures that were surrounding us, that still exist. Some of them, they don't exist, but we totally changed by the end. So this is Yenisei Kyrgyz people. It was our second step, and Yenisei Kyrgyz Khanate was a Turkic empire that existed about a century between the early 9s and the 10s. And this Khaganate, they added all the parts like Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, and they were like part of Russia, China, and Mongolia. So it was a huge empire, by the end which we became, all this culture had something in common because of this combination in the history. So, and then another thing, the Mongol conquered the largest contiguous land empire in the history. And if we have any people who are very interested in history, I'm sure that you know more than I've written here. So we were influenced by Mongol culture too, and all the countries in Central Asia, especially, were influenced by this culture. That's why the appearance has changed. For example, in the previous picture, you saw that we had light skin, blue eyes, but after the, being a part of Mongol Empire, everything has changed. I wouldn't say that there is like a bad changes or good changes. We just were influenced by so many cultures, and by the end, we became this very unique culture. So, and then of course, I told you that we speak Russian, and this is another, another step where we came into the point that we had to speak Russian when we were part of Soviet Union from 1936 to 1991. And a lot of countries, 15 republics, they were part of Russia, part of Soviet Union. And that's why we were actually also influenced by their ideology. Our parents now, yep, do we have a question? Okay, yeah, so that was another reason how interest to Russian culture and to Russian language. A lot of things that were left after Soviet Union. So yeah, and we finally became independent. So 91, Kyrgyzstan became an independent country, and since that time, we are independent, and we're trying our best to develop our country and to reflect our culture in many ways as a unique, as an independent country. So, and then our government, democracy government, and so I won't go too deep into that, but if you're interested, we can later come back. Yeah, another interesting fact that despite other countries who are more who focused more on democracy, they did not have a lot of females, or they did not have any female presidents in their history. However, us being a very young country, and we have had one wonderful woman who was leading our country for a very short term, but she really contributed to our country. So yeah, and unique culture of Kyrgyz people. So I just wanted to share one of like some unique objects that represent our culture, and it's of nomadic items like a yurt. Maybe some of you heard about this, but it's known as bozu. In Kyrgyz, we call it bozu. It's a gray felt. It's a very easy tent housing that when we were, practicing nomadic lifestyle, we could carry this and travel from one location to another location, depending on how sustainable the place is and how good it is for existing on this location. So, and a very interesting fact about it, comparatively to other houses that have been built and still building right now, this particular house does not use nails. So to build this house, you don't need any nails. You just actually create this house, and without using any nails, without using any actual, building items. Yeah. So, and this is the way how it looks inside. To be honest, if you ever come and visit these countries, they're like in Central Asia, I would say specifically Kyrgyzstan, you might still find a lot of people who still practice this kind of housing, and they still have it. And on the way from the city, you can see among these mountains, they still build it for, fun purposes, sometimes to take care of their animals, or to make some of their, businesses, small businesses, and just to be in nature. So we still have these housings happening. And a little bit about national dress. I'm actually wearing one of the national dresses right now. You can't see it from till the bottom, but it's really fancy, I should say. But I think it's our culture is one of these cultures where still values their national dress, and in general the culture. That's why we still creating a lot of different national costumes. So if you go and just visit these places, you will see how many, there is a huge variety of these dresses, of this amazing coats and hats and stuff like that. So I brought some for my friends, and they're just fascinated by the beauty of this clothes. So yeah. And as you can see, maybe from this picture, there is this musical instrument. So it's a very famous musical instrument, which has only 3 strings. And maybe later we can listen to the sound of this, but it's also very unique. It's unusual sound, and especially if you are interested in like music, and if you are a musician, so you might like it. So yeah. So, and here is actually a little bit more about this instrument, and about, one event that happened in our country. It was a part of nomadic games, if you heard of it. But nomadic game, it's almost like Olympic Games, but for the countries in Central Asia, they conduct this different traditional games. And for the maybe Turkic cultures too. So there are all these countries who come and participate in this particular games. So it's all sort of and in one of the introduction, so this was pretty amazing. I didn't see it in real time, but I saw it on YouTube, and I was just amazed how beautiful it sounds, because it was 1,000 people with this komus instrument, which is here in the picture, and they were singing a song. So it was real time, and they didn't use any microphones or anything. So, but you could hear it from far away. So it was really amazing to hear. Another fun fact is that our history or our culture has another unique part, is the biggest epos in the world, the masterpiece epic Manas, that consists of more than 500,000 lines, that is 20 times longer than Homer, Iliad, and Odyssey combined. So if you combine this Iliads and Odyssey, so then it's more than that. So and the Epos Manas is on UNESCO heritage list, which was really interesting to know for me too, while I was discovering and learning about my culture. So yeah, and here is the time for us just to learn something fun, and hopefully I might have some volunteers even for this particular activity. Before, when I was presenting about my culture, it was amazing to see people in person, because we had more fun seeing each other and doing it all together. But hopefully today we can still do that, because we are in the 20th century and still opportunity to protect you. So, and I will just share you this another absolutely fascinating part of my culture, the dance Karajorho, which means black stallion. So it reflects Kyrgyz nomadic culture. And I will just explain it with my words, but I might be, it's actually the history that I was taught in my little culture. You know, there's a bigger culture of Kyrgyzstan and there's a smaller culture that was in my family, and every family interprets certain things differently. So my family explained this dance this way. So this dance consists of several movements. The first movement is doing like that. So the first movement will be, you know, calling somebody. And this is actually the history of hunters on the horses. So when the hunters, when they're in one tribe, when the man would go to hunt for some food, like they would go to the forest or they would go somewhere to hunt for some animals, they would bring the animal, right? They would bring their food or meat to this, you know, particular tribe. And the people, the children, you know, they get really excited seeing them from far away, seeing them on the horses and bringing the food. So they would call them. They would say like, yay, coming, cool. So they're coming with food. So they would kind of like show it like faster, come, yeah. And so that was the first movement that we're bringing. And then because this hunters and the men, they were on the horses. So they would, you know, we would see that they move like that. Yeah, when you were on the horse, you move like that. So that was another, so they would show, okay, they're coming. And then they would put their hands on the belly and show how they're coming. So, and then with the feet, they would do the same thing, like they're coming on the horses, and they would show this thing. Okay, they're coming on the horses. So, and I would like just to show you this dance so you can see. And if you would like to join me, you're more than welcome. I would love to see how you also dance with me. So it's a very simple movements. We're very excited about the food. Just imagine there is a food coming and we're very excited and we're calling, we're like, yay, they're coming. And then we're showing, demonstrating how they're coming, you know, and then we're showing how. So yeah, let me just put on the music. So it's gonna be much more fun. So, okay, don't get scared because the beginning is very like, exciting. Okay, so can you guys see that? Yep. Yeah, perfect. So yeah, as you can see, they're actually showing. Yeah, they're like, so, and the boy, he's doing the opposite thing. So he's calling. So, and then they're very excited. So here is like, so it's just a video clip, so it might be different, but the original idea was greeting the hunters, you know? And yeah, they all have this beautiful poses. Yeah, it's so excitement, as you can see, they're all excited about it and they're all showing, but the movements are much, you know, like expressive than I'm showing here. Yeah, they're very expressive about it. So, and just a little bit of translation of this song. It's basically they're telling, if the black stallion would not come, would we have this much fun? So the black stallion is coming. So now we're gonna have a lot of fun, which refers that, okay, we're gonna have a lot of food and this is, you know, an amazing time to enjoy the moment. So dance this dance Karajorgo, which is Black Stallion. Never stop, even if somebody tells you to stop. So it's a very interesting lyrics too, if you would ever consider, translating the lyrics. But yeah, I would just move on because there are also like some more interesting things. But yeah, for me, it's such a great dance, and it's actually brings a lot of energy when you're in a real, conference or in seeing people. Hopefully, maybe next semester we could all see each other and then practice this dance. So yeah, and money. So money is another interesting topic. So, and I would like to compare our money. So we have very unusual money currency, and of course the dollar considered as one of the highest currencies, and comparatively to dollars, so $1 would equals to our 48 soms, so we call it som. So, and let me tell you that Kyrgyzstan is one of the cheapest countries, which means if you want to travel there, I think like $500 would be more than enough to see a lot of people, to see a lot of places. I mean, a lot of places, to travel to a lot of places. And for example, what can you buy for $1 in Kyrgyzstan? You could buy a very, you could buy maybe 5, breads, 5 like big breads, which is filling. If you're hungry, you could buy pastries, you could buy 8 pastries. So yeah, you're gonna have a lot of fun if you ever consider going there. And this is about food. Another interesting, so wow, that's amazing. I didn't realize that there are interesting slides coming up, but yeah, so the traditional food cuisine is based on meat, rice, or bread, and milk products. So that's what describes our food. And the food of Kyrgyzstan has influenced by many countries and cultures, as we learned before. So we have been parts of many countries and many empires. That's why by the end, we were influenced by all of these countries and their cuisines especially. So that's why in our food, you can sometimes, or most of the times, realize, oh, we have this food in Russia, or I've tried it in Russia, or oh, in Turkey we have this similar food, and like in Georgia and other Central Asian countries. So it's always, there are some similarities. Maybe the recipe might be different, but the whole idea of the food is similar. So, and this is Nowruz. It's our new year, which is in the middle of the spring. It's also one of the things that is very cultural and very, very, deeply, detailedly organized event. So you can see from the pictures how much fun people have on that day. Yeah. So, and then Kyrgyz games. So I would go on that very briefly. So I would like to tell you about Kokboru. Kokboru, it's a game that be seen for other cultures, it might be seen as very violative towards the animals, but it has been a part of culture before. That's why it's hard to, nowadays to realize how violative it is. But it's basically the carcass. It's a very famous game for Kyrgyz people, and what they do is they take a goat carcass. It's like a polo, and it's originated when the village men emerging from a hunt with the fresh carcass of a wolf, they'd kill them, and it had been feeding on their herd. So as you can see, there will be 2 teams, and instead of using a ball or something, they would use a carcass of goat. And yeah, here is the pictures. By the way, they have more information on that on Netflix. I saw they have a documentary about this game on Netflix. So if you're interested in that, you could always watch and see what's the, the actual story, why they're still doing that, why they're still practicing. So it's about nomadic games. So there are all sorts of games that we talked before, and one of the interesting pictures that we're taking is this picture. I think it's pretty amazing. Yeah. So famous people in Kyrgyzstan. I'm sure maybe you have never seen them because Kyrgyzstan is such a small and kind of an isolated country from like culture in here in the US. So that's why maybe some readers who are very into Soviet time reading, you might heard of Chingiz Aytmatov. And then this is Mirbek Atabekov. I also suggest if you're interested in any of these cultures in Central Asian, it's one of the greatest movies, Kurmanjan Datka, Queen of the Mountains. So yeah. Oh, okay. So here is the time to learn some Kyrgyz words. So I would like to tell you that the alphabet that we use were influenced also by many countries. At some point, we were using Latin letters, and then at some point we were using Arabic letters, so all sorts of letters. But by the end, we were influenced by Soviet Union, where we transferred our Latin letters to Cyrillic letters, and now we use the same alphabet that used in Russia. And we have just 3 additional letters to them. And I would just, show how we write the word and then some of the words. And if you just want to repeat, you could do that. You could practice. Yeah, so the basic words that might help you to be oriented in this country is salam. Salam, it's hello. And then Kanday Singh. Kanday Singh means how are you? Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. Oh, I see correct. Okay. Kanday Singh means how are you? And then Jakshi. Jakshi means I am good. And then Rahmat. Rahmat means thank you. Thank you. Kanchasom Turat, that's what's the problem. So this part should be here. Kanchasom Turat means how much is it? How much is it? If you want to buy something, you could ask Kanchasom Turat, how much is it? And then Keçiresis, excuse me. Suranich, please. Jakshi kaling, it's bye-bye. Yeah. So salam, Kanday Singh, Jakshi, Rahmat, Keçiresis, Suranich, Jakshi kalın. Yeah, of course, it's very hard to learn so many words at one time, and especially from, absolutely different culture that you never heard. But maybe you could memorize at least one, and at some point it will help you someday. We never know. So yeah, and good job. Good job for being very patient, for being with us tonight. And yeah, and I would like to transition to a Kahoot game. It's going to be very short, so it's just 6 questions. Hopefully we will have some time if you have any questions. So I hope that you're all familiar with Kahoot game, but the only thing that you need right now is your phone. So because I'm going to share the code and we could play some game and see if we learned a little bit about this place and this country and its culture. So yeah, I will share. Everybody could participate, all the teachers and professors and everybody if you wish. So yeah, here is the PIN code. So what you need to do is just go on internet and say Kahoot, and then an option. Oh, okay, we have some people already. There should be an option of writing this PIN code and then nickname, and then you are in. So, but it's a very famous game. So I'm sure that most of you guys have played it, have awarded Okay, let me know if we're waiting for anybody. Have any?
You don't have to download the app, but you can just type like www.kahoot.it and then put the game pin, guys, you can get into. So
yeah, and sometimes it even works when you just put Kahoot and pin, enter pin. This is what I do, Kahoot, enter pin, and they directly show you the. Does anybody is trying to join the game, or are these all people who wants to play? Dilek, what do you think? Should we start?
yeah, Silvana, like you disappeared. Are you there? Yeah. Anybody else trying to join? No, Silvana, she's there. Okay. Who else?
So
Sorry, my phone turned off.
Okay, I see Henry. Yeah, Shalvina, if you can, and who else? Okay, nice.
Jasneet, Abhijit, are you there? No. Oh, Dhananjay just signed on.
He was there, he just disappeared.
Beth
He just disappeared.
disappeared.
He did.
Okay. He'll come back.
okay. So what do you think? Should we start?
Yeah, I guess we can start. Yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Thank you for joining, guys. Okay. First question, where is Kyrgyzstan located?
I
Tough
joined.
question, huh?
I joined, ma'am.
Oh, you can join. If so, here is the pin code.
All right.
Oh, great. So Central Asia. Of course, Central Asia. We had some people that answered Europe and Southeast Asia. Pretty close, actually. It's very close. So don't worry about it. So and for those who didn't join, you can still join. It's the pin code is right here on the right bottom, game pin. So yeah. So let's see. Oh, Silvana, right? The first one is Silvana. Very nice. Okay, next one. Jasmine, have you joined?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Perfect. Thank you. So the word Kyrgyz means, remember? The Kyrgyz means, is it land or place? Strong.
We are 40. We are 40.
Don't tell anybody. You might read. Just press it because then everybody will hear the answer. Okay, perfect. I like the result. So thank you. So it's gonna be a little bit cheating, but good job, guys. We're 40. Next question. Which flag belongs to Kyrgyzstan? So the first one, the second, third, fourth, or fifth. So we're missing one number, which means you shouldn't consider these options.
Everybody from yesterday is trained.
Good job. Yeah, number 5. So that's the red flag with the sun. It's our flag, Kyrgyzstan's flag. Very nice, very nice. Next one, true or false? Kyrgyzstan have had a female president. True or false? True, very nice. So remember I showed you the picture and I told you that despite the very short history of our country's independence, we still have had one female president. And the next question, Karajorgo reflects the nomadic culture of countries in Central Asia. So what does Karajorgo means in English? Oh, mean. Very nice. So remember, it's the dance about the black stallion. So all this, the movements, they kind of reflect the actions of the black stallion. So, but I like this free land. Yeah, I like this option. Brave fighters. True, true. And the last question, how to say thank you in Kyrgyz language? Is it spasibo, rahmat, salam, hanchasom turat? Remember, it's Kyrgyz language. In Kyrgyz language. Okay, very nice. So we all have like different opinions. Yeah, I know how hard sometimes to memorize the the words. And so spasiba is in Russian. Yeah, thank you. And rahmat, it's in Kyrgyz language, and maybe even other languages like Kazakh, they have rahmet, which is also thank you. Salam means hello. Kanchasom turat, it's a longer. How much is it? Yeah, kanchasom. Som, it's like our currency. So good job. Let's see the top 3 participants. Dilek, number 3, wonderful. Remy, congratulations. And Savannah, yay.
You killed it. Woo!
And then Henry.
Nice.
Sorry, staff played.
Gulnazik, I want to just tell you that your teaching is very clear, and I think that even if someone's distracted, you're like, it's so easy to pick up on what you taught us. So I really, good job. That was amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
I feel like you can really be a professor or a teacher. I was telling
Yes.
Silvana this too. I was like, oh my gosh, it's so good.
So good.
Thank you. Thank you. So thank you very much. Thank you for being here with me for so long. I know sometimes it's really hard to focus, especially when it's online. So I really appreciate everybody's time for joining today. And if you guys have any questions, any sorts of questions, sometimes even silly questions, I accept all of them. So I like silly questions because we learn that way. So thank you. If you have any questions, you can put it in the chat. Oh my gosh, Rahmat. Oh, thank you. And it's in Cyrillic letters. Thank you very much. I read it in our chat. So thank you guys. If you have any questions, I think we have like 4 minutes, and yeah, I can answer. Thank you. So I'll stop sharing so I can see all of your beautiful faces first. So thank you guys again. And does anybody have questions that I can answer today?
I have a question. Any places where we can get Kyrgyz food in the Bay Area?
Oh, that's such a good question, because I'm looking for that. There is, I actually have never been to this place, but some of my friends, they have been. It's called Dastan. which is basically like, you know, the table, the delicious table with delicious food, translation. They have it in San Francisco, Dastarkhan. Yeah, maybe I could share the location. I had a screenshot of this place, but it seems like they have a very good food. But also like Kyrgyz food is very similar to like Uzbek cuisine. So I'm sure that there are a lot of places in San Francisco that make Uzbek food or Kazakh food. But I'm a good cook too. So maybe we can have someday a party and I will cook you one of these delicious foods.
I wish we were on campus, like, and had the food.
Yeah. Actually, not the last year, but 2019, I was here. I cooked so many things for my high school here in the Bay Area, and all of my classmates, they were so lucky to try all sorts of food. I made them pastries, borsos, and breads and everything. So it was mostly like not presentation about my culture, but presentation about my food. So it was pretty fun. I spent, I think, 1 day cooking, but I enjoyed it. So any other questions or thoughts before we end the meeting?
I don't, but I just want to thank you again. That was excellent.
Thank you very much. So enjoy your rest of the week and have fun with other presentations and with the other events that related to International Education Week. I really think that it's one of the most exciting weeks for especially international students. It's the way how we make friends, it's the way how we meet them. And it's just very exciting to learn new cultures and feel like you are getting closer with this culture. So it's build bridges between cultures. And
Yes.
again,
Yeah, and tomorrow evening is our ambassadors, alumni ambassadors, and where are they now? So it's on the same Zoom link at 5 p.m. So please join us for that. And yes, it should be really interesting to see where our ambassadors are these days. So if you're curious to see what happens to our students' life after CSM, join us tomorrow at 5 p.m. Same Zoom link.
And also Thursday, we have another World Chat. So also same Zoom link and same time, 5 p.m. it's going to happen. So please, if you're available, join at 5 p.m. It's going to be so much fun, just like today's presentation. And thank you again, Gulnazik, for your presentation. That was wonderful.
thank you.